Well, good afternoon. Take 5, believe it or not. Hope you're all well and avoiding the plague. Um, Thanks everybody for subscribing. It's very nice of you, thank you. Always appreciated. What are we now, 185 or something? Nearly at 200. So if you're watching and you've not subscribed, tap the button below, subscribe, and also the notification bell, tap that, and you won't miss anything. So thanks to everybody for subscribing. It's fantastic. Let's get it up to 200. So our 6-gun French artillery battery, I wasn't actually gonna make another video until it was all completed, but there's a bit of a problem with this set, as I'll show you presently, and I thought it would be easier for you to see the problem with the models unfinished as opposed to finished. So I'll show you what I've done so far. I'll start off with the redoubt. Now I assume the front of that would be made of some kind of stone, rocks, I would thought, and the back of it is posts and boards. So hopefully later on today I'll give that some stony effect, all being well. That's the redoubt, and also the little sort of defensive things. They're coming along quite nice. So quite pleased with the way those bits are going. A little bit of wall. And also the officer figures. Which are looking supremely nice, I have to say. Come on, come on. There you go. Come on, you can do it. There you go. He's a little bit off to one side, actually, that rider there. Let's get another. Oh, Jesus, am I fed up with this camera. There you go. But you know, you'll see them all on the turntable when this thing is done. And of course the artillery pieces, which are also not going to focus. There you go. Problem I have with this set is with the limbers. They're a nightmare to put together because, in my honest, humble opinion, the riders, they're not wide enough. The legs are not wide enough. I mean, they were a tight fit when I first tried them before I started painting. So I dropped them in hot water, stretched the legs and dropped them in cold water, and they were a bit slacker fit. But even I, at the time, thinking, I didn't allow for the poles to go down the side horses. So you're trying to put the rider on the horse and get his legs over the poles as well, which is a nightmare. And as you can see, let's move my hand out the way a minute. You can see those poles are almost touching the ground. Those poles are almost touching the ground. But to raise those poles, you need to raise both sets. You can't raise one without the other because they're all connected. But you can't raise the front set because of the rider's legs. They're too tight. I would say they need to be 1, maybe 2 millimeter wider to allow for those poles. Even if you get those poles into the horse as tight as possible. And of course, you end up trying to force the rider down onto the horse, which just pushes the poles down. So it's a drag, it's a nuisance. See, this one's gone just more or less the same. Come on, focus up. See, that's gone more or less the same. Funnily enough, this one's actually not too bad. I've managed to somehow get that one reasonable. I don't know how, but I have. So it's a bit of a nuisance, but I thought you would be able to see that problem easier than before I finish the models and fit the last 2 horses. You see what I mean, easier. So I don't know whether any of you have experienced the same thing, same problem. If you have, let me know, and let me know how you dealt with it, if you dealt with it, or whether you've had a similar problem with a similar model. See, here's and they all work by exactly the same system. Poles on the side, little lugs that fit into the horse, as you can see. So it's going to be interesting when I get around to these to see whether I get the same problem from another company, or whether it's just a problem that's particular to that model. That's going to be interesting to see. But you know, we're nearly home and dry with this project within a project, shall we say. It's just fitting the last 2 horses to each limber, painting the redoubt, and then it's just gardening, groundwork. That's all it is. So we're nearly done with this project within a project, which has taken a considerable time, but it is 3 boxes worth, and they are incredibly detailed figures. And if you're going to make them look their best, you know, they do take time to do. And I'm not the quickest, as you know, I'm not the quickest painter anyway, and I don't like doing a rush job. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go and, what is it now? It's 1 o'clock now. I'm going to go and get some lunch and see if I can sort out these limbers, see what's what with them. So yeah, thanks to everybody for subscribing. Thanks for watching and all your comments. And hope you're all well. And fingers crossed, we'll see you on another one. If I can turn this thing off. There we go.